This segment brought to you by Aimpoint. Hey gang, Larry Vickers here. We've got an Aimpoint training tip coming your way, and I'm going to give you a few pointers of how I zero my own personal aim points. In this particular case, Comp M5 on my Bravo company training gun. I have a B8 replacement center bullseye here. This is 5.5 inches in diameter. All right, I just staple it up to an IPSC target like this, or any other target background is fine. And I want to back off to 25 yards or 25 meters. I want to get the most stable position possible. I prefer prone. All right, go prone, and I want to shoot a 5-shot group, ideally a group that you can cover with a quarter, that's smaller than 1 inch in diameter, at the target, and I want to adjust my optic to where the group is 2 inches directly below the X. My X is my aiming point, and at 25 yards, I want my group right down here. Once I've got it more or less in that ballpark, then I go back to my actual distance, whatever that might be, 100 meters, 50 meters, 200 meters, whatever that might be, and then I refine that zero and get it exactly the way I want. The 25-yard zero, where I get it 2 inches below the X, is just to get you in the ballpark and on the paper, so when you go back to 50 or 100 or what have you, you're going to be on the target and you're going to be able to adjust. Now remember, these things are roughly 1/2 MOA or 1/2 inch at 100 yards. So at 25 yards, they're 1/8 of an inch. So you've got to calculate that. 8 clicks moves you an inch, both elevation and windage. And remember, your elevation is on top, your windage is on the side. Left and right is windage, up and down is elevation. 8 clicks moves at 1 inch when you're at 25 yards. Now let me give you another little point here. I'm back here, I got a little artistry for you. This is your optic as you're looking through it. This is my Comp M5, could be your patrol rifle optic, your micro, it doesn't matter. You're looking through here, your dot's right in the middle. In this case, 2 MOA or 2-inch dot at 100 yards. You see this dotted line? That's where you want to keep that dot at all times. You want to stay in that dotted line in the center 50% field of view. Think of it like a donut, and you want to stay in the donut hole. Because if you have any issues with your eyesight and how you see the dot, when you get the dot out to the outer edges, it's going to be exacerbated. These things essentially are parallax free, but that doesn't mean that you're going to see the dot perfectly with your individual eyesight. Case in point, I don't see a perfectly round dot. I don't have corrected vision. When I look through my aim point, and I figured this out when I put an aim point magnifier behind it and I magnified the optic by 3x or 6x, this is actually what I see. My red dot has a little bit of a tail to it. All right, the top part is the actual dot. This is translucent. That is my eyesight and how I'm seeing the dot. This is the kind of stuff that'll throw you for a loop when you're zeroing the gun, especially at distance, and how you'll come up and shoot 5 or 6 or more shots and you'll have 2 groups develop. That's how that happens, is your part of your group is on your primary dot, the other part of your group is on what is not the primary dot. So there's a lot of lessons learned using this thing. Remember, go out and hit the range and practice with it and practice shooting groups. That's how you get better with all this stuff. I hope this made sense to you. Now it's time for me to head back to 25 yards. I'm going hot. Okay, in this case, I went prone. You want to have the most stable position you can get. I create what I call the tripod effect. Elbow, elbow, magazine, and I pull the gun straight back in the shoulder. I also close my eye between each shot. We're going for 5 shots. If we can, 1 inch or smaller. Going hot. All right, time to get down and check it out. All right, here we go. All right, here's my group. Down here, easily fits within 1 inch, no problem at all. I'm low right. So I want to take a look at this. Remember, aim point like this, 8 clicks moves it an inch at 25 yards. So I want to come left about 12 clicks or so to get me in the ballpark, and I want to come up about 16 clicks because remember, this is where I want to be. Once I've done that, I'll go back to 25 again, shoot another 5-shot group. Hopefully I'll be real close, maybe another little final tweak, and then I can go to my actual distance, 50 yards, 100 yards, whatever the case may be, and really dial it in. This 25-yard, 2 inches below grouping gets you in the ballpark to hone this thing in at distance. This is a procedure I've used for many years. It works like a champ. I hope you learned something. Have a good one. LAV out.